Hey, welcome to Kingdom Coffee Talks. I am super excited to share with you about this new vision that I feel the Lord is unfolding. As many of you have been following my journey on this Kingdom Coffee exciting journey, definitely not just a jaunt. It has told me to start stepping towards opening a coffee shop, but as we all know, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Sneaky has me on another turn that I wasn't expecting. As I was looking at a building and getting prepared for starting this coffee shop, suddenly I felt, not just suddenly, I had a discussion with my husband and we've been going back and forth, and I have learned my husband has great discernment, and God put us together for a reason because we need each other. We need each other's perspectives. My strengths are his weaknesses, his strengths are my weaknesses, and we need each other. So we decided, we were having a conversation. He was saying, honey, I feel like I want to support you in this. I totally do. I'll help you. I can see that the Lord is in this, but for some reason, I just can't get on board. I'm not feeling, I don't know if it's timing or what, but I don't feel it. And I'm like, okay, tell me more, because I am listening. You're my husband. We've got to be in this together. You're my covering. You bring wisdom where I just sometimes don't see stuff, or my blind spots, So we start talking and unfolding, and he just basically is like, I think you just need to step into some of those things you've been having in your heart for all this time. Start sharing stuff, have interviews with people, just start your ministry, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm feeling that. And the more we talked about it, the more it just started to unfold. And I started getting excited and just this clarity of you know what? I think you're right. I think it's time. It's kind of coming together. I would love to interview people and just kind of allow people to have a platform, a space to share their visions, to share their heart, to share what God is doing in their lives. Let their voice come out. I've been on this journey of finding my voice and figuring out even why I've always felt that I have something to share, and sometimes, I've got 10 views and okay, I guess it was important to me to share, but that's good enough for me. But, working through the whole battle of am I just way off course here, and I think I have something to share, but it's actually not that important, and I should just be okay with, I am just a mom and a wife, and I love life, and I love the Lord, and that's what it looks like. But there's more, and the Lord is bringing it together full picture. I am supposed to bring out other people's voices, including my own, and I have had to work through believing that I have something to share and not shooting myself down every time I try, or trying to fit into spaces I just don't fit, and have the freedom to try out this thing that I have inside of me. And so I feel like it's time. I feel like this is the space. I want to interview people. I want to make a space where we can just talk about those hard questions, those things that aren't talked about in church and ministry. I want to just have fun. I love hearing people's stories. I love what God is doing in so many of us. I talk to people and I'm just amazed. He is working in so many people and he's doing so much, but we've always thought the main important roles are either on the stage, or the famous people, or having a ton of followers or likes or influencers. But I want to highlight people in our region. I want people in this region to know who's in this region, who's doing what, how do all the pieces fit together? How do we work together and bring about the fullness of what God is doing? Because we all see in part. We all have a part of the puzzle, but no one has the full picture. And if we think we do, we're missing it. And I've just, I've been a part of so many different churches and ministries and movements, and I just keep seeing us run into the same, something gets off the ground, it gets going, and then it gets stuck. And it's like the one person leading with their flavor, their direction, and not a whole lot of openness to all the voices, all the pieces, all the people, the whole body, the eyes, the ears, the mouth, the nose, the ones that are sensitive, the ones that are loud, the ones that are quiet, the ones that are bold, the ones that are shy. Like, we all have a piece of the picture, and I just think it's time that we bring that out in a way that we can start working together and see, where do all these pieces go? How do we work together? How do we bring unity to the body? So I'm going to be doing these videos. My goal is 24 videos in this year, because I have to be realistic. I'm still a mom, I'm a wife. I have a lot that I do in life. I just boldly wanted to declare that goal so that you can keep me accountable as well. Reach out if you're interested. Let me know if you would be open to being interviewed. I want to talk about those things that aren't talked about. I want to ask the hard questions. I also want this to be just a safe space to explore new ideas, talk about things that people are kind of afraid to talk about in the church. Like, some people think there's no hell. Some people freak out when they hear that. Some people are determined there's a hell, and if you don't choose Jesus, you're going there. And there's a lot of things. I'm not saying I have all the answers, but let's talk about it. Let's reason with one another before the Lord. Let's chat. There's just so many theological questions that people just sometimes get in trouble for asking questions. Let's ask the questions. Let's be real. Let's say where we're at and not judge each other for being where we're at. I just want us to be real. And if you're open to that, reach out. I would love to talk to you. And let's release those voices. It's time. And I have no idea if eventually this could get monetization, but I still do have a plan of opening a coffee shop someday, and this would be the culture and the premise of that space, that there would just be freedom to be you, and that people would come into this space and truly experience the love and acceptance of the Father. I plan on just slowly setting aside money to go towards that future coffee shop, because I do believe God wants a kingdom coffee shop in Eugene, Oregon, and it will happen. So one baby step at a time. Who's with me?